birthday was a couple of days ago and I turned 59. I am at Usury Mountain Regional Park in Maricopa County, Mesa, Arizona. And as you can see, it's the desert. The weather is mild. It's only been up in the mid 90s in the past couple of days that I've been here, which isn't ideal. Obviously, there's not a lot of shade, but thank God I have a vinyl awning and air conditioning. So I'm okay. The dog is the next thing. I got the truck in October of 2021. I got the trailer in September of 2022. And as many of you know, that I separated from taking care of my aging parents. And there's been some healing of trauma and grieving and self-exploration, maybe even existential crisis that I have been living through for the past couple of years as I care for my parents. I've had two brothers that passed, and so when my parents moved in, along with them came all of their grief and all of their keepsakes and mementos of my brothers who have died. And so then as I'm watching my parents age and seeing their continued decline, and I was in this alone, it became overwhelming, and I realized that I was in over my head. And I'm also a psychotherapist, so my work is also dealing with people in crisis every day for hours upon hours. And it really just, it took its toll on me. So I am out on a healing adventure and a learning expedition. And I have not started the journal project as of yet because I want to save that for after I've recovered a little bit and gotten some rejuvenation going. I got to tell you about the maiden voyage of the trailer was epic. Now, I purchased a light 25-foot trailer that I moved all of my leftover belongings in. As you can imagine, I downsized from a 2,700 square foot house with not only my belongings, but my parents' belongings and some of the remnants of family history. I had to make some pretty difficult decisions on what to keep and what not to keep. I deconstructed my entire life, and it's all in storage, and everything I own now is in this mini light trailer. And so the day of the maiden voyage, I asked my very dear old friend Lanae to fly out from Mesa, Arizona, to San Diego, and I picked her up at the airport after I dropped off my keys to the house. So literally, my trailer was parked right in front of my house. I no longer had access to the house because I'd turned in the keys, and I brought Lanae back. And because she has a ton of experience with RVing and towing trailers. Now, I'm a lifetime RVer. I grew up with RVs, grew up traveling, but never have I had to do the towing myself and do all of the camp setup. I've had a boat, so I know about towing and I know about hooking up a trailer and launching the boat and all. So I have those skills, and I was very confident of muscle memory, and I'm bright. You can figure this stuff out. I just felt that it would be much more fun to have a co-pilot on the maiden voyage, and it's a good thing I did. So we had to adjust the weight distribution hitch, and I'd had an appointment at U-Haul where they had installed the brake controller in the truck, but it had been like a month ago, so it hadn't been tested on anything. And when the trailer arrived, it was in front of my house for a week, but I did not have the ability or the time to go and take it in to get it worked on before Lanae arrived. It should have been just easy to plug in and go. That wasn't the case. So we spent a little time, and she was able to move the trailer hitch up herself because she works on this kind of stuff all the time. She works on a horse ranch. So she's like, I can do that. We don't need to go to U-Haul for that. Okay. So we hooked it up. Everything was working great. We're on our way. And as soon as it starts to get dusk, I go to turn on the headlights, and somehow it felt as if the truck went into neutral. It just wouldn't have any power. So we limped along in the dark along the highway with my emergency lights flashing so that people on the road would know where we are, until we got to a Walmart. I pulled over. I was okay. I don't know what that deal is, but when it comes daylight, we found that there was a U-Haul close by, and they open at 7 a.m. So we're like, all right, we're going to have to just deal with this. So let's go get some dinner. We go get dinner. We come back to the trailer, and it's completely dead. The battery is dead on the trailer. No power. Can't push the slide outs out. And it started a sequence of events. And so we spent half the evening trying to troubleshoot, even with online mechanic, to troubleshoot what the problem is, and realize it's something that we can't deal with tonight. So we climbed up in the bed and went to tried to get some sleep. And I was up before dawn, and we were over at the U-Haul place before 7 a.m. I'll try to make this very long story short, but within 4 hours, we had to go to 4 different places to diagnose the issue, which turned out of a kind of a bad install at the original U-Haul place, which I'd had an appointment for the day before. So did ended up having to go back to Murrieta to the U-Haul place that I was originally scheduled to be at the night before, which we probably would have discovered the problem at that point, which was basically the charging connector from the lights to the trailer from the truck was not connected. So it wasn't charging the batteries in the trailer. So they died. And so then also a fuse had blown in the truck. So that was the problem. And then, of course, the guy with U-Haul, he was so great. He helped us with the whole weight distribution and everything else. It was a lot of learning experiences. Oh my goodness. And then he says, but I don't think your brake controller is really connecting to the trailer. I'm going to send you over to my RV friend who does these things. And so we went over there, and that was weird too, because it was like, what's wrong with the brakes? They're working fine. But the point is, it was like 4 hours, 4 locations, 4 hour delay on the whole maiden voyage to get to Mesa, which was going to be another 6 to 6.5 hour drive. But I feel like I got baptism by fire because I sure did learn a heck of a lot about issues that could go wrong and what to do about troubleshooting, and basically relying on the confidence of some other people and the graciousness of strangers to help. And needless to say, it's like I'd never pulled a trailer before. Like I said, I've towed a boat, but not a trailer. And it is different. We got to the campsite and we were able to set up the camp within 30 minutes just between the two of us. And and then the next day was my birthday. And I took it easy in the morning. Obviously, I was exhausted. And that was a stressful maiden voyage. It was epic, right? 12 hours of pulling a trailer, and it was my first time. Who freaking does that? Only me. Only me. But I learned a lot of lessons, and I was patient through the entire thing. You know why? Because my spiritual practice and my prayer life and listening to my intuition and this knowing that I have come to start to grow and understand and appreciate and value was in control. And I knew that when things go wrong, there is going to be a solution and a resolution, and you just need to just accept the flow of the circumstances that you're in. This is also life experience as well. This is not my first time doing RVing, and something will go wrong and it's going to delay your trip, and you just got to accept it and go with the flow. That's just part of the lifestyle. So thank God I already knew that, but I didn't really expect that first time out. That's what I was going to be dealing with. So anyway, I definitely slept really hard that night. And then the next day woke up and it was my birthday, and had a lot of birthday wishes, and shared some pictures with this very select people on text about my birthday morning sunrise out here